think I might have made this point before. I can't remember, but I just noticed this again that on Netflix, when you hit skip intro, it also skips a recap. Because what I do is I hit skip intro and then I'll back it up to cue it up at the first frame past the intro, right? And this time, like I had to back it up quite far through the recap to get back to the theme song. And I was like, so Netflix at least considers the recap just part of the intro. Like, in other words, easily skippable, especially if you're binge watching. Which, considering Netflix's binge model, that makes total sense. You know, they didn't know anything about binging when this came out. So, not a knock on the show, but I do think it's interesting that, you know, they would do that. It's like, screw that recap. At any rate, let's go ahead and get into it. This is episode 60, and don't forget we're doing the character wheel at the end of this episode. 3, 2, 1. You're such a hater. She's a professional hater. You already know how I feel about that. I'm not going to recap my opinion, but it is stupid. Yeah, oh boy, the puppet is pretty scary. Bug Boy's pretty scary. This is new stuff. Well, I guess he's disqualified. It's not. He's got a much bigger problem than whether he gets promoted or not, right? He's got bigger things on his mind. Ooh, that's a badass outfit. I like that. The hat, the side piece, and this, literally all you get is the eyes. That is cool. I want to kill. God damn. I'm going to live for another 20 years. What are you talking about? You're old as hell, dude. We don't need your groin shot either, by the way. Interesting shot selections on this show. A lot of groin shots, ass shots, and feet shots. Was Quentin Tarantino directing this? So this is Leaf Village. Okay, so there's a sand village. I was thinking the Leaf Village was someplace other than this. Because I was talking about that last episode, right? Really? Hey, man, if I gotta use the bathroom, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I thought they were missing more than one person. They said several people were missing. That was after Naruto showed up. Yeah. Yeah. Sasuke's disqualified. Oh, shit. Oh, gotcha. Nobody gets a bye week. Right. Oh boy, he was going to skate. Now he has to fight somebody. Really? So that's the other missing person they were talking about. Gotcha. Yep. That didn't go so well, did it? Thank you for this reminder because I remember this, but I forgot that he was one of the participants. I mean, there's a lot of people to keep track of here, right? So that's a recap that I actually appreciate. None of your business. What do you think? They're really hammering this home about him being missing. Understandable, but they're hitting it hard. Okay, it's when his name is called. That's what I was wondering. Yep. He better hope he's got a later match. He don't care about this anymore, man. He's got other things going on. That's right. I was coming to kill that ass. Kind of serial killery, dude. Oh shit. So this has been going on, huh? He's been training in private? Interesting. We did see them encounter each other a few episodes back. Yeah, look at him. You're goddamn right. Oh, really? There's gonna be a lot of people getting carried off in stretchers again. That was my favorite part of the last round. Can you take that shit out of your mouth? What if somebody says that Cloud Atlas is a good movie? Can we argue about that? He gets first up. He had been screwed, man. So he had no grace period as far as making it to the stadium on time. All right, I'm going to predict all these matchups. I think Naruto is going to win this round. I don't necessarily think he's going to make it through, but I do think he's going to win the first round. Yeah, but it's scary down there. Is it Sakura or Sakura? We already know we can't trust the translator. It would be hilarious if it's actually pronounced Sasuke. And people are just trolling me. What is that supposed to be? His hype machine? Like what? Yeah, luck. That's the ticket. Luck. I like her little frustrated grunts. They're starting to piss her off. I'm too passive to argue with them, but they're pissing me off. Yep, you got stomped out. Yep, you and the dog. My jaw still hurts from when he knocked me the F out. Oh shit, what's that? Death? Oh, close. It looked like the Grim Reaper there for a second. I like their cat masks. Dude, if you still need bandages on your leg, you might as well quit. You're about to get massively messed up. Eat my ass? What's he doing? Oh, yeah. We cool? Yeah, no. No, we're not cool. I'm not giving you play. I'm going to mess you up. That's another reason why they had that conversation with him in her last episode. A little sauce for the goose. I like the little. It's Vampire Diaries vampire's face. It's basically the veins around their eyes go crazy, right? It's not the vamp face of Buffy. I prefer this. It's more subtle. Stop wasting my goddamn time and do what you got to do, baby. They're being more seamless with the commercial breaks, by the way. I didn't even notice the commercial break last episode. We're around the time of having a commercial break this episode. I haven't seen it yet either. Then again, place commercial here? Probably. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, because they're doing the same shot twice, right? Gotcha. I guess I spoke that one into existence. 3 hours later, so they just glared at each other. I'm getting tired of like forcing my blood into my veins to create this effect. Can we fight? I don't think that whole toothpick, blade of grass, piece of wheat sticking out of your mouth is a cool affectation. I just don't. A lot of people do. They can make you look like an idiot. You get. I guess she's gonna be a ninja at some point too, huh? Probably already been in training. Hey, dog, why are you sleeping, man? This is important down there. Imagine if people paid $1,000 for front row seats and all they're doing is standing there glaring at each other. Well, I'd be pissed. That's right. Foot close up. The ear close up makes sense, by the way. You're emphasizing he can hear, right? Like he's paying attention to his audio. I think he's. I don't think he's a big enough idiot to just do a frontal attack for no reason. I think he's setting something up. The directing in this episode or this series is so good. Like you could have easily done a wide shot where he's doing all the punching. They did it close on the opponent's face, and we barely see any of Naruto's fists. Right? We don't see the blocks at all, essentially, but we know he's blocking it. Right? That's just a more interesting shot selection. A mediocre director would have done the standard wide shot for that, right? Oh, look at that, man. He's coming for that ass. Yep. Yeah. You remember this. See, this is why I said it was a bad idea to let them watch the preliminary matches. Because now they know what to do, right? The same tricks won't work again, but that's why they do it. Like so that the same tricks don't work again. Yeah. That's what he's doing. He's going for your arms. Yep. That's what he's doing. Apparently, by the way, he can see it through the clothes, right? You have sleeves, he can still see where the points are through the sleeves. So it must show up as like a little bright pinpricks of light or something. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what he's doing. Damn it. Don't make me access my nine tails. Oh, you did, huh? Do you have fake points? Yep. Yeah, if only we had long distance weapons. I like his half-hearted overconfidence more than his half-hearted underconfidence. Yep. Then I wasted all that chakra on those clones earlier against the stupid ass bulls who may or may not even been real. Here's the thing though, if he can see chakra points, he'll be able to tell which one's the clones and which one's not, right? The clones won't have chakra points. I don't know. I'm pulling it out of my ass. I don't know. Maybe they do, but I'm thinking they wouldn't because they don't have their own source of power, right? So he should be able to easily identify it. Okay, they answer that question. Okay, gotcha. Interesting. I like how we talk in unison. Uh huh. What about range weapons? Yeah, that's right. My clones are my hype men. One of those clones, I bet, is really him. They love the subterfuge and misdirection on this show. More than anything, that's how you win. I've said that many times. That's right. Kick his ass. I don't think it's going to be that easy, but it's a good start. Oh, okay. He avoided it. Gotcha. Hey, man. That's pretty athletic. Look at him. Oh, shit. They take a licking, but they don't keep ticking, apparently, the clones. See, he's sitting there hitting him. His back is turned to the real one. You have that opening. It's not very long, but you have that opening. If you could throw a knife before he does this with his back to you, like right before he does that, you could get him because he would never have time to react. Nice toy. Well, round one goes to whatever this guy's name is. You disgust me. Who decides that though? That's the question, right? That's what I'm saying. Well, why not? You trying to demoralize him, make him quit? Again, mental games, right? Yeah, see, what you don't understand is I'm awesome. Never let your enemy get in your head. Don't take anything they say at face value. They have an agenda. Realize the agenda. Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was going with that. Place cliffhanger here. That's what I'm saying. You don't take what your enemy says at face value. Yeah, I like that stubbornness. Yeah, that's right, chump. What's his max? About 25? That looks like more than 25. I don't know if they've set an upper limit. I remember one time they said the number 25, which is how many you created, and people were amazed it was that many, right? But, and he may have had around 25 when he was messing with the Bulls last episode. But yeah, it's just. I'm always amazed that people take this at face value. You see it in entertainment all the time. Like, the mayor talks about Buffy and Angel's relationship, and he says some true things, but still, consider the source. He has an agenda here, right? These bad guys have agendas, so anything they say to you is meaningless. It'd be like, a surface level. So let's talk about really small scale, right? Say somebody's mean to you in the comments for weeks, right? And then they say something nice. Why would you trust a nice thing when they've been like really mean for weeks? They have an agenda. There's some purpose to that, right? Or they give you advice, right? Why would you trust the advice? There's a purpose. There's an obvious agenda there when somebody has shown you what they are. Your adversary of some sort. That's small scale. But like a better example may be like an office place environment. You and somebody else are clearly going up for the same promotion. It's obvious. You're both going. You both made your applications. It's down to the two of you. You're both trying to get the same promotion, and they start talking about you're not good at this. You should bone up on this. You should study up on this and prove that you can get the job. Like say you don't understand the spreadsheets well enough. You should spend more time on spreadsheets. Why would they tell you this? What's their agenda here? They're not trying to help you get the promotion over them. They clearly want it. You're not friends. You've always had kind of an adversarial relationship. They want it really badly. Why the hell would they tell you this? They want you to waste time on something that's not going to help you get the promotion. That's obvious, right? People fall for it. Naruto, we talk about his intelligence sometimes, but he didn't fall for the obvious BS. The obvious trying to demoralize me because you're trying to win a damn fight. Why would you trust anything out of this dude's mouth? He's wasting his breath. That's the weakest attack he had in the entire episode. But more on that next week. We're having the character wheel next. Alrighty, here go with the character wheel for this week. And we're only going to be doing Naruto this week for obvious reasons. Okay, let's see here. Maturity? Well, I think he's smarter in the battlefield. He was pretty dumb to trust his little friend there. But that's a different kind of naivete that can really burn you in the ass at some point. But still, I think let's get him up to 100 with maturity because I think he's been better lately, and not falling for the bait about what we were just talking about, not falling for the verbal bait. I think is a good thing. So that shows some maturity. Magical skill is doing good. Cunning is solid. Self-discipline, maybe that can also be reflected here a little bit. Get the self-discipline up to 200, because I think that's improving. Which means we got to take 75 away from somewhere, so I'm going to take that away from evil. I think he's on the right path right now. I still think there's a potential for evil, so this is always going to be a category. But right now, looking good. Of course, it always is looking good before it isn't. Anakin looked great. What would Anakin's look like? He would start off, since we know he's going to turn into Darth Vader, he would start off with 1,000. But it would drop as he continued to not be evil until the third movie. So it started at 1,000 and probably get down to about 200. And in the third movie, that would start climbing again, right? So we'll see, right? Who knows? It's entirely possible. But right now, I think he's getting shown. This is a gradual thing. We're at episode 60. We've had, I guess, about 20 hours of this show now. Especially if we cut out little intros and outros and recaps and stuff. We've got about 20 hours of screen time now. He's been in most of them. I say of those 20 hours, there's probably 5 hours that he's not been on screen. 25%. Because we've had all these other side stories. We've had entire episodes where he's knocked out. So of that 15 hours that we've been spending with him on screen, we've seen a lot of progress. Look at him in episode 1 to now. We've seen the maturity and we've seen the self-discipline. Now it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next week. I think this wheel is going to be changing quite a bit. I think over the next few weeks because we're going to see a lot from him. And we're going to get a lot of screen time. We're going to see him doing a lot. That's going to be interesting. And hopefully we can get Sakura and Sasuke back. So, because been missing those, especially Sasuke. So we haven't gotten much from him at all lately. But yeah, that's it for this week. It's another great week.